Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the build. I did about half of this before I noticed it wasn't recording here. I did open this on camera, or I thought I did because of the recording. But yeah, you can see my box has been through a rough patch. And I wanted to get that on film. So far, it looks like nothing's been damaged, but we're going to keep... Well, I'm going to start over, really. That's what we're going to do. Here, I got this here. So, we got here, got some hoses, some parts. I might need the Batmobile down here. I only had brought down the interior. I figured working on the interior, but it looks like we got a firewall here. And we got the Bat steering wheel here. This is heavy. I bet that puppy is metal because of the weight in here. We got these. These look like replacement pieces for the stuff we already put on the... Here, let's pull that puppy out. See? They look like replacements or something. I don't know where those go. But it looks like we got the rest of the dashboard here, and then we could finally put that sticker in there. So we got that. We got some whole other stuff here. And we got some more controls and such, it looks like. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got everything. Yay! Alright, I'm going to go grab the actual Batmobile because I have a feeling we're going to be using that. And I'm going to get everything set up and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are in part 81. And it looks like we're assembling a detectoscope. A detectoscope that in fact lights up. Maybe look back here. Yeah, I think you're taking an LED off the frame here and you're putting it into this. It's something I did want to show off. You can see this is the Joker's last laugh. We got Cesar Romero. What is this? This is that car, and they got they got another picture of it on the next page. It's that awesome Joker car. I wish someone would make a model of that. Isn't that cool? That is very cool. So, let's see. And bad. What are we doing? Okay, we're doing some easy stuff first. We're taking this bezel and we're putting, it looks like this middle piece into it. Doesn't look too hard now, does it? Uh-oh. Maybe spokes. Oh, this is a, oh, that's clear. Okay. Not say which way the little pointer is going. But I'm going to point it forward because it looks like it mounts. See, there's a flat piece on the bottom. I think it mounts like this. Or, I mean, it'll be pointing forward in the car. Oh, nope, there's a specific way. There is a specific way. Let's see. Okay, yeah, because there's these two things and little indents. So it's got to be pointing that way. So, looks like northeast. So we got that done. Now we have to fit that into the control panel right here. This looks metal to me. No, it's plastic. It's just really shiny plastic. So we have to fit this into here, and I'm guessing this gets, yeah, KP screws from underneath. We'll carefully put that in here. Like so. Alright, and then we have to attach it with some KPs, which are in here somewhere. Here we go. Wow, we got 3 different kinds of screws in here. Alright, so yeah, some KP screws. We'll get those screwed in. Okay guys, there is what that looks like. This thing still moves around a little bit, but that's not too big of a deal. These itty bitty little KP screws, see, these are most microscopic here, as you can see. They were not easy to get in. What I actually had to do to get them started was to take my hobby knife and just kind of twist out a little bit of the plastic. You don't want to overdo it because then the heads of the screws will just slip into the holes here, but just a little bit. And I was able to get that in. So, next page, we are fitting in this piece here. You have tweezers, use them. Yeah. And then we're putting all these things in here. So that looks like it's kind of all this stuff here. Yeah. I'm missing one on here. I hope that's not a big deal. And then this little thing here. Oh, that just fits into place. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be doing all this. No screws except for that one. Let's see, and that is a AP screw. So let's grab that real quick. Okay, so it looks like this little thing, this reflector, goes like this. And fits onto here like that. However, that might be interesting to get in there. It is at a slight angle there. So let's see how we're gonna do this. Oh, it slipped off of there. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, well that was not exactly easy to get that thing started. Let's see if we can finish it off here though. Come on. It's because this is not flush. There. So this isn't flush with this. That's the problem. Let's see. It is, you can see it's pulling it up a little as I screw it in here. Yeah, it's not going to go any more than that, but it's in there. So now we have to put on all the stuff, all this stuff. So this one's the easiest, it's first. Hey, nice, it says detectoscope on it. It's branded. Will this fall into the floor? Of course it will. Alright, we found it. Oof. Oof. Alright, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a little bit of paint, or a little bit of plastic off of here. Like this. And this. That's going on there. And if you do this and it gets too loose, well, you got glue. Just glue it on. So let's see if that works. Do not put the text upside down. That would be most dumb. Oh, it's going in now. There we go. I heard it snap. There we go. Now we have to pull these little, oh boy. Well, okay, this is a switch. So that looks like 181G. Of course, there's nothing on the sprue here. No number, letter, or nothing to identify it. Alright, and these F's look like these switches, and I need 4 of them, and I have 3. Oh, wait, here's the 4th one. Or wait, what is this? Nope, this is 18E. That goes there. Sigh. Oh, they're all the same. Regardless, I need like way more than I have here. What? Oh, there's more of these. Okay, so that's one of these. I still need 4 of these. Or 5 of these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's that? That is this. Okay. 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 I have to have my eyeballs right on top of it to be able to see these. So I'm actually like, okay, we'll start with the top one, which is one of these. 81F. These are angled. Doesn't look like it really has a side. It is cool because it does have a little dot of silver at the end of this, so they should just famous last words, pop in. One moment. Alright, the carpet monster didn't win today. I found it. What I am going to do, if they're going in that hard, we're just going to route these out a little bit. I have a feeling they're all going to do the same thing. And if they're loose, I just glue. No problem. Doesn't worry me. No. This one. This one. There. Let's see if that helps us out. Let's see. Okay, it's probably supposed to be like this because the button's got to be flush with the console, right? Oh boy. Huh. Alright, well, we're going to do this off camera. I'm sorry. Alright, guys. This is the scope all put together. I did end up putting a tiny little drop of glue on the back side of all these buttons just to make sure they don't fall out. They went in pretty tight. This one right here isn't this one right here. They were supposed to give me 2 of these, but instead they gave me 2 of these because this here is the same as this here. So I had to hog a bunch out with my hobby knife, and that thing's glued in there now and it's not going anywhere. So that is what that looks like. Now we are supposed to grab one of these lights off of the frame here. Move everything out of the way. 58 AM, 58A. Let's hope that's how they're numbered, lettered. We're supposed to pull it off of the frame and stick it into the scope we just built. Alrighty. Let's pull this over. It's supposed to be one of, oh boy. These are lettered completely differently. I forgot about that. Well, I have a plan. Oh, come here. Because one of these buttons on the remote is for lighting up that scope. So we're just gonna push that button and find out which one it is. That's the easy way. Which one is the scope? Oh boy. If I were a scope, I think it's there. I think it's this one here. See this? That looks like a scope, right? I still haven't fixed this, by the way. I will get around to it eventually. Okay, so I hope this thing still works. At least I hope the batteries haven't worn out. Where is the switch? Here it is. That switch. And, is that the main switch? My batteries ran out? I think my batteries ran out. Okay, that's weird. It said it looks in the picture. It looks like it's coming off the front here. Well, that's on. Aha. Maybe. Yeah, it's blinking. Maybe this is it. Oh, of course. It's the only thing that's blinking singularly. Huh. I wonder where this is. Oh, it's attached to the thing. Okay, so it must be that thing. I don't know what this is. It's whatever that is in the back, that red one. Not sure what it is, though. So I'm going to assume M here is the one we need. Boink. And then we just plop it in, like so, into there. And I'm going to back that up with some glue because it's going to come out. There we go, just a couple of drops on and around. Not too much, just in case I'm wrong and have to remove it. But that should do it there. Now we are actually putting the interior into this thing, which means we're going to have to move some LEDs around. Like this one here is going to have to come in the back. This is going to have to come. Just make sure none of these are under where our interior is going to go. Oh, we're attaching this. I'm going to let this dry. So what I'm going to do here is let this dry. We're going to attach that to the dashboard here. And then we're going to worry about the interior and getting that on the frame here, something like that. So I'll be back in a second. Alright guys, we have the glue drying here, and I did use super glue, so it did frost everything back here, as you can see. Get a little winter. I don't care because this is on the outside, and all this is a blinking light, and it's gonna light the surround, so it shouldn't be a big deal here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place this on here, and we're gonna attach 2 AP screws in. Let's see how that goes. Actually, well, this thing should just line up somehow. There we go. Okay, it does have little recesses. And then we're gonna go in the back here and put 2 AP screws in. Okay, and that's what that looks like on there. We got the light hanging off here. Now we're going to put the interior onto the frame, but before that, I'm actually going to find an LED. I looked ahead, and we're putting an LED in here, apparently. So I want to find that LED and pull it, or make sure it's free and it's not stuck anywhere. And I just want to locate it so when the next steps come, I can just pop it in there. Spoilers. So I'll be right back with that. Alright guys, I found where the other light, the interior light, is on. It was one of the lights that went on when you turned on the headlights. So we got the headlights and flashers all coming up here. We have the bat scope light, which is right here. And then we got this light right here. And that's going to be our other interior light. And that's going to go right up here. And that's this light right here. It is labeled K. So what I want to do now is line everything up for this, and then somehow get these screws in here. There are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Let's move the wires out of the way, or on this side, doesn't matter. There is a little bit of room, what it looks like, in between here, so this isn't going to be easy. Alright, let's grab by the center. Okay. I think I might actually want to use my phone here. Do one of these. This is not easy to see under here. Alright, I think we're gonna get this in place off camera, guys. Alright guys, that is the interior in the Batmobile, at least what we have so far. What I ended up doing was lining up this corner, lifting up the car like this, just kind of like right about there. Put a screw in here, got it relatively tight, lined up this side, did the same thing, then turned it around, did that same exact thing on the other side, and then I lifted it up on its wheels like this, and then I tightened all 4 screws in all the way, and that is how I did it. Looks like I've got all of my everything through here I want. Let's see, let's keep this a little separated here. There we go. So there's one here for the scope, and then the one for the interior lights is right here. And that is it for part 81. Let me get a little situated here. We'll be back for part 82 in a second. All right, pack 82. We have a bunch of very little knobby dobbies and brackets here. This is cool. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it actually says on and off on the top and bottom of this thing here. A little bit of text. Not going to focus, are you? No, you're not going to. Well, trust me, it says that. We have more little knobby dobbies in here and in here. And another one in here. And then we got these chrome pieces. So what they're asking us to do first is take this section here from this side, and we're going to be putting in a bunch of these toggle switches. It looks like they are these toggle switches. They got the hex bolt on them. You can see a little hex bolt. So we're going to put these 4, it looks like, and into place. And there's a larger one called 820. I'm going to guess that that's this right here. It's a very large. Yeah, it looks just like that one. So it's kind of interesting. Some of these they have on sprues, and some they have in baggies. So not sure why. Cut that off with the sprue cutter. We're going to... All right, these go in these 4 slots. Let's see how well my luck holds up today. That is very tight. Isn't necessarily a bad thing. There we go. Okay, that went flush. And that is in there. So grab the other 3 off of the sprue tree. We can. Might have 4 extra, which is odd because they didn't leave 4 extra of the other stuff. Might be going somewhere else. Who knows? So yeah, got those. All right. Put these knobs or toggle switches into place. Make sure which side is which. All right. They almost look exactly the same, but the top side's a little thinner. Not much thinner. All right, I'm actually going to do the rest off camera just because it's super fiddly. Be right back. All right, that's what those 4 look like. I found that if I got it started just a little bit, if I could, and then I'd wrap my finger around and use my thumbnails and push down with that, and they worked just fine. Now we need the big one, which there's 2 of in here. Red buttons. So I figured something like this would be the ignition, this big red button here, but apparently it's that. An awkward place to start your car, but... Okay, and this big red button goes right here, hopefully. There we go. That was easy. There we go. Red button in place. Now we put that aside. We grab this thing they're calling the, I don't know what this is. I'm not calling it anything, but I do put a button in it. The black button, which would be this button right here. And again, they only gave us one of these. They specifically call it the black button. So the rest of these are silver and red. That over there. Yeah. And it does look like the illustration that goes in here. like this, hopefully. This might be another off-camera trick. There, it's so small. Yeah, it's gonna be off camera. All right, back. All right, that took a little doing. I did use my hobby knife and just remove a very small amount inside the box here, like that. And it says to put this in this first hole right here on the underside of this, pointing like this. Let's see if that works. All right. Yeah, it does. There we go. We got all those in place. Now what do we do? Oh, we do the other side. Oh, that's where the other big red button goes. Okay, that's where the other 4 of these go. 2, it looks like. Alrighty. So, let us bring this down. Get these off the sprue. Let's see. Alright, let's retrieve it over there. Alright, let's see if this is any easier than the other one was. We don't start the first one, we start at this one. Actually, let's start down here. Yeah, well, almost had it. Yeah, I just got started a little bit and then finish by pushing that in gently with the fingernails, like that. There we go. There we go. That was easy. Number 3. And number 4. There we go. Pretty easy. Now we got the other big red button. It's saying it goes on this side, right here. Like that. All right. There we go. We got both of these boxes, these toggle boxes, switch boxes, done. Now they are going to go on the underside of here. Let's see. So we've got the we've got this one right here, and this one's going to go in this side right here, and this one's going to go right here. And we need 4 AP screws right here. I figured out what these are. They go into these slots right there and there, and then we can put our sticker on above them, because I was worried about their positioning. I got the sticker right here, and then it looks like we're attaching the dash. Oh no, we're putting these in. It's funny, we made these cool things here, but we are definitely covering them up with the dashboard. But I mean, you can pop them in and out, so a little switches here. We'll see if these go into place. Oof. They are tiny. Ooh. Might be another off-camera job. Yeah, this is okay. We got these into place, and we got the sticker on there. And man, this one just slid right in. This one took me about 10 minutes just to get that in. I did have to remove a little bit of the plastic there, but that's what that's like. And now we're gonna cover that stuff up. Looks like the yeah, these things go on the bottom. Yeah, they go on the bottom. So pop that into place there. Pop that into place there. There we go. Nice chrome dashboard. And now we are going to be putting this onto the car here with some AP screws. I'm going to get this restitchminated. Okay, so it's telling me to screw this and this, when we just put in there, onto these sections here, which is fine. What I don't like is it's saying to plug these in afterwards. I don't know how much of a pain in the tail that's going to be. We'll try it. But so we got this going here and this going here. And let's see, line that up. Grab an AP screw. Where'd my screwdriver go? Lost my screwdriver. Alright, hold on. Okay, that went on. And it's not telling us to attach this up to these front brackets yet, but I suppose that's gonna eventually be a thing. Now we're gonna see if this is difficult or easy. They want us to thread this through this little chunk here. And let's see. Gotta get everything correct. I think this would have been easier if this was detached. Well, we'll worry about where it threads later. Whoop. Let's see. Alright, that should go like that. We'll test these in a minute, guys. Alright, that's there. And here's the other one. Ooh. Alrighty. There we go. Let's turn this around because you're gonna see the lights up here. Can even throw the lights off here. Find the switch. There's the switch. My bat remote, which I did glue. I'm letting it dry. Okay, so this should be where are the headlights. All right. It should be lighting up. Oop, geez. Oh, I plugged the wrong one into the wrong one. Okay, so this goes into this one. Let's try the other one just for the fun of it. That should be the, yeah. Get to see it blinking over here. Okay, wheel. Glad I tested that. Okay, let's fix that right now. Turn the headlights off. I'll turn the switch off. Okay. We'll disco that. We'll disco this. Rico this. Oh, that's got to go around. There we go. Oof, that hurt. That goes there. This. Goes here. There we go. Alrighty. Let's try that again. Turn the switch on. Turn the light off. Knock that light off. There we go. There we go. Now I can turn that light off. There you go. You guys see that? See the interior light? How it's casting down at the, like those old lights used to do, it's casting down at the pedals. Lighting up the, what's that thing called? That thing in there. Well, compass. Why did I... Forgetting words. Okay, so that works now. And that will do it for part 82. Gonna move on to part 83. I'll set up for that. We'll be right back. Alright, we do have the steering wheel here. And it looks like the whole steering wheel is going together. This is indeed metal. And so is the column here. This is metal as well. And get a nice view of Julie Newmar, right? Is Julie? Yeah, that's Julie. One of the, what was it, 3 Catwomen? Let's see back here. Alright, so looks like the first thing we're doing here is putting these on the underside of this. Now, these look a modern day, well, they'd be up here, the flippers, but that's kind of what they look like. Let me just go in, hopefully, pop in. I might have to remove some paint. Is there a side? I don't think there's a side. Line that up. Oof. Yeah, I got to remove some paint for this. Hold on. Alright, that's what they look like in. I was wrong. There is a right side. Also, this one wasn't going in because there's some flash around the bottom of the pin. Was mushrooming it, so I had to take that off. But I don't know if you can see this. The little flippers are tall on this side and short on this side. You have to make sure to get the tall sides to the inside. So that is that. Now we are working on the steering column. It looks like we're gonna, put this universal joint here into place with some SM screws. Let's get those ready. Okay, that's the universal joint in there. I did it off camera because this thing wants to rotate when you're putting the screws in it. So it's kind of a pain to get in here. You don't want to get this super tight. We do need this joint to move because this is part of the steering mechanism. What I did to screw these in is I just took my tweezers and I shoved it in the end of the here and kind of held everything like that. Kind of like this. That prevented that joint from rotating while I was screwing these screws in. That's what that looks like. I think we're putting this, I need a BM screw. Because this is metal, we're going metal to metal, and we're going to connect this to the steering wheel. Okay, that's cool. This is actually keyed. You see this is flat on one side, and it lines up like that. So it can't rotate itself in and around there. Where's that screw? See if we can get that. All right. Well, okay, there we go. That's went smooth as butter. I did put a drop of gun oil in there to alleviate any friction. So there we go. Actually, it should go like this. That is that. I'm gonna clean that gun oil out of there. There we go. All fine now. And what do we want to do next? Oh yeah. Oh, we're putting this together. Okay, so get over there. We're putting this in here in the bottom. This awesome chrome piece. Let's see if we can tweeze that in there. Oh, get over there. Has nice long pins. Just gotta get them in the right place. Like right about there, maybe. Let's see. Oh, I don't think that popped in. No. Feels like it went in a little bit. Let's get this thing lined up. Oof, I want to break this. There we go. Took some finagling. Alright, there we go. And that black piece is in there. Now, I have to put this in from the back. Alright. It just goes in like that, apparently. Pushes in place. That's in place. You can see right there. And then the speedometer apparently just sits in the front here. Let's see here. Where do the numbers go? It doesn't. It probably goes on. Well. It doesn't even show which direction it goes on the steering wheel here. Assembly to pinions. Instrument panel onto the front of the covering the instrument panel strip. Okay, so you want to do it like this, apparently. Okay. Let us carefully. Oh boy. No, I don't think I can do anything about that now. It's off a little bit. Dang. Can I get that back out now? Without ruining everything. No, yes, no. No, I think it's stuck. Okay, dang it. Well, be more careful than I, will you? See, it kind of overlaps the buttons, but it's got to be... you just don't want to zoom or... not zoom. Focus anymore, do you? You just like the background. You just love that background for some reason. Foreground. Yeah, what's that? All right. Well, that's on there. And then we just push this into place. Okay, this is how the steering wheel goes. So we're going to push it into place like this. Okay, where are the... okay, there's a small one there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why does it look like... Okay, there's a large pin and a small pin. The large pin is on this side, so it looks like this is upside... Unless it's like this. I guess it's like this, right? Well, we'll find out. There we go. That's better. Okay, so that's how the steering wheel goes. And that's all we're doing for this part now. I do have some worries on how easy this thing is going to get, or is going to put into place here. Because now, let's bring this around. We have to attach this universal joint to this right here. See that? That's got to go in there. So this is probably going to go right like this, down into here, you know, and fit into place. But that is going to be fun to get into place and screwed in there with all this stuff in the way. But that's a worry for another day. They're telling us not to put this into place. Oh, this might just fall out. I might have to glue this with something. Yeah, okay. Well, there's that. That was that issue. We're on to 84. Alright guys, for 84 here we have a nice firewall, which we're going to set off to the side. And we got these two pieces here. And it looks like that's keyed. Okay, so where this piece goes like this, and this piece is going to go into it like that. It's a nice fit. And then when it's like this, we're going to take this cable. We're going to slip it onto here, hopefully. It says to use the tweezers to do this. So I suppose you could. There we go. All right. That's it for 84. No joke. That's all we're doing. See, that's the result, which is what we got. So that's 84. Now the rest of this 85 and 86 is going to be building up the firewall. So let's crack on to 85 and not bury our remote under everything. So we'll get back with 85 in a second. All right, guys, we're on part 85, and we are building ourselves a battery and a starter. So we need these TP screws here. What we're going to do is we're going to connect the battery. Let's see, which side goes first? This side. So we're going to connect the battery onto this mounting bracket right here. Alright, that is what that looks like. Now we are going to put the terminals. I don't think it matters which is where, they're both the same. So you got the terminals here. Let's see. Oh, they are keyed. That's cool. So I got one on this side. Like that. And the other one on this side like this. Just line that up. I guess they do go different ways. Huh. Okay. All right. There's your terminals. Now when we have the caps, the vent plugs, and there's 6 of these. And then they go in these holes on top. They are not keyed or anything. But they are small. There we go. Alright, I'm doing this off camera. Alright, that's what our battery looks like. I did have to open up a couple of the holes a little bit with my hobby knife, just to account for the paint on the plugs. So now that that's done, we're going to grab our firewall. And this thing mounts to the firewall. Let's see. Like this? Is it like that? It looks like it's like that. There's 2 little indentations and then these plugs here. So yeah, it looks like it goes something like that. Kind of weird to mount a battery to a firewall like this. So, yeah, we got a couple of more of these TP screws here. So, get to work screwing. Alright, now the battery is attached to the firewall there. We're going to set that aside. We're going to grab this bracket right about here. And let's see, which way is it facing? This way. And we're going to take this box that we built last time, and it's going to go like so. Here. There's a keyed hole right here. It's just gonna fall apart for some reason. Just put it back together. There we go. And this goes right into here. Where it's supposed to. There. I felt it start. There we go, like that. And then we got the starter motor right here. Which we take the cap, we put the cap in. Is that keyed? No. Put that like that. And we take this tube. That tube plugs in. Like so. And then that looks like it's just plugging in here. Like this. It looks like, yeah. There we go. And that is that. All fitting into place pretty easy. Now it looks like we're probably attaching this to the firewall, I imagine. There's some TP screws. Alright, and that goes like this. And that goes right here. Let's see. Like that. Okay, that's what that looks like in place. Now we're supposed to take this cable and bring it around. And that gets plugged into this terminal. I was thinking it would be easier to leave the terminals off, then plug them in, and then plug them into the battery. I might use the tweezers here. Where did my tweezers go? Okay, we might actually do this. Tweezers. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That is plugged into the terminal there. We can bring this cable down a little bit. Stuff it behind the battery a little. Alright, that is everything to do in pack 85. Alright, so pack 86, we got a bunch of stuff. Got a bunch of cable. I might need to grab my calipers. Let's check that out. Yep. They got these different millimeters, so I'm going to have to grab my calipers here in a minute, and we'll have to cut these up. But first, we're building the power steering pump, which looks exactly like I figured it would. Let's see here now. Yeah, where's the... There, that goes. Really? Alright. So we got this piece here, this piece here. That's keyed to go in there. Will it though? Got some flash on there. Where's my hobby knife? Alright. Get that flash out of there. There we go. See if that helps. Alright. There we go. Now we got this. It goes into the front, and again, that's keyed. That's hold on. Let's scrape a little paint off of this. Because this thing is just gold painted over black plastic. There we go. Now we're putting these, this looks like 100 millimeter, 110 millimeter is going off the this end of the reservoir right here. And then the smaller one's going off this plug right here. Alrighty, and we're attaching it to the firewall here, right where I actually expect a brake booster to go, but we're putting the power steering in. Let's see, how does that, okay, that goes just like that. This goes like this, connected by a AP screw. Alright, and that's what the power steering pump looks like in place. And it looks like we're attaching these radiators here to either side, like this, with some more AP screws. Alright, and that's what it looks like with these two radiators in place. Now I need to grab my calipers, and we need to do some measuring. Got one that's 95 millimeters, 75, 70 millimeters, and 100 millimeters. So I'll be right back. Alright, I got my calipers, I got my hobby knife, I got my measurements. So the first one's to be 95. We're going to grab our wire, which we've untangled. And we're going to see what 95 is. We're on, let's see, we got to stretch it out though. Alright, let's put this at 95. It is millimeters. Huh. I think it's flashing. It might be a low or out of batteries. That is it's pretty long there. Let's see. To this tip here. Alright, hold on. Let's do it like this. I'll just do this. Stretch it, make sure it's taut. No, my hand's in the way of everything. There we go. Oh. Didn't quite get it there. There we go, there's our 95. Alright. And that one goes right here, right? Yep, 95. Right in there, like that. And we got 75. There we go. So we'll put it here against this end of the calipers, underneath this end of the calipers, like that. Oh, don't do that. There we go. We just cut it here. See if we can just pull that off. There we go. And that goes on the other side. Like this. It's not going on. Try this side. There we go. So that's done. Now we need a 70 and a 100. We'll do the 100 first. There you go. There's 100. This end. Under that. Like that. There we go, and that goes on the outside here. Like that. And then we got a 75 or 70 millimeter. There we go. Right to there. Alright. And we got a little left over here too. But the 70 millimeter goes on the inside. Right about here. Right, like so. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We are done with Pack 86, and that's a wiry mess to be hopefully solved soon once we get it in here. Now let's bring this over here for a second here. Well, I'm not quite sure how this is going to mount in here. There's two little brackets up. Do those two little brackets go into those brackets? Oh, I think I know how it mounts now. Just got to get these out of the way. I think it's going to go down in here. Whew. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. Let's see. Push that back. Yeah, I think it's supposed to go down in there, and that's the brackets are supposed to go over these brackets because they got these little U-clips on either side. I think they kind of go in here, and then you screw everything together. That's what I would guess. There's so much stuff going on down here. There is a little place cut out for the steering mechanism. All right. Well, that's it for this month, you guys. We got the interior installed. We got the dash finished and wired up. And we got the let's see here, the firewall completed. That was a lot. It's really starting to come together here. It's starting to look like a car. Oop, that fell off. I'll put that back on. You can see it's hard to show in one shot. Let's see if we can do a little handy cam here. Yeah. It's starting to look like a car, you guys. All right, that's going to do it for this month. And hopefully we'll be getting some body pieces in here soon. That'll be really cool. So I'll see everyone. Oh, we also got the steering wheel done. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, steering wheel. I forgot because it's plugged into here. Anyways, that's it for this month. Hope you guys had fun. I had a blast. We will check back in next month. And until then, you guys take care.